Incoming transmission.
Greetings, wonders. I know it has been a really, really long time since you have heard from me. Um, yeah, there has been so much going on, but tonight I saw something, and that kind of triggered me, and I think this has been a pile up of quite a bit of things. I am going to speak from the perspective of the artist. As you can see, we are jumping right into it because we ain't got time. You know what I mean? um, I've been going through some things. I've been taking some time to really sort out what I want this next chapter in my life to look like and be like and feel like and taste like and all of those things. Um, I've been fighting a little bit of depression, going back and forth, where it pertains to me being an artist and me being an artist in all facets, not just the music, but me just being my whole artist self. I work a job that is very demanding. It causes me to really, really, really be tired when I come home. I give of myself a lot. There's a lot of I work in senior living, so there's always questions that are being asked of me. There's always fires that need to be taken out, and it can get a little, man, it can really, 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 really wear on you, especially when you are a giver naturally. When you're somebody that, just really doesn't want to see anybody else hurting or down, or you just want to fix the problem. So it causes me to give a lot of myself. So it has been a battle by the time I come home, wanting to work on different things that are artistic, that give me life, that give my life joy, that feels like I'm doing purposeful work. I know you've all have heard me talk about this, so I know that this is something that's not unfamiliar to your ears. This is I have a show coming up on this Saturday, June 6th, and I've been rehearsing. I was able to rehearse with the crew. I've been in this space where I feel like I am not deserving of applause, deserving of the attention, deserving of even doing this because of the lack that I have been putting into it myself. And I recently saw a video today that just kind of triggered me and started making everything make sense a little bit, at least for myself. Um, this road of being an artist is not an easy one. It was never supposed to be easy. You reflect the times as an artist. You are the chosen many that are here to help shape a nation, shape a generation, inspire a culture. This work does not come easy. And so when these battles come where you feel like you're not finding your fan base, or you're not finding the likes, or you're not finding all of these things, it's how much effort are you going to put into it? And we all have been there. I have been there where I have released things and felt like, oh, the attention's not there. I soon realized that it's not about trying to constantly just get the likes, but what kind of community are you building? What kind of ecosystem are you building? Um, it's about the work that you put into it. It's about showing people why you love it. And that is the thing that helps you connect to your audience. It's not about, trying to get the most attention than somebody else, or even getting furious at somebody else because they're getting the attention that you feel like you deserve, but yet you haven't put in the hours. Yeah, you may have recorded some music. Yeah, you may have, did a show here and there, but are you putting in the time into showing people who you are? The times have changed. This isn't the 90s where it was like, it was fun to have that mystery. The latest thing that we could find out about our celebrities that we loved and adored were from magazines or interviews on television. It is now different. People are on social media. Social media is everywhere, and it is ever changing and ever producing. So if you are not doing that, then of course you're not going to find your audience. You're not going to find your fan base. People don't know who the fuck you are. And so this is where I have kind of landed where in my journey. I am no longer mad at not getting the reception that I'm looking for, especially if I know that I haven't put in the work. And then just buckling down and understanding that at the end of the day, if I don't put in the work, then what's going to be the benefit of it? If I don't till the soil or put the seed in the soil and water it and give it sunlight and show it some love, how is it going to grow? You're just putting a seed in dirt and just hoping for the best, So I have learned that it is my responsibility to allow people in order to let them understand why I love the things that I love. I took some time off of social media just because I just needed peace. I needed to be able to find myself, find the joy again. And tonight, I think something unlocked itself. And it's funny because I was telling my partner, I was like, yo, like right now, I feel like something's shifting in the air and I don't know what it is. Something is changing. And I think this is what it is. I've been reading this book. I started reading this book. I haven't had a chance to finish it because I've been jumping into some other stories that aren't necessarily like spiritual growth or self-help and all of those type of things. But I've been reading this book, Becoming Supernatural, and there is this scene where the author begins to explain. I don't even know how I can really get into this, to be honest. Man, it's flooding my head right now. But to make a long story short, he got into such a deep form of meditation that he was able to experience his future and past self all at the same time. And they were literally showing up and directing him in a sense. And today I'm walking through the house and I was going, whoa, like I'm hearing my own voice instead of just that gut voice. And I felt like myself was in the room. And I couldn't explain it until, as I'm trying to explain it now, what that feeling was. It was me telling me to do this. Like even just going to record this. I had no plan. I wasn't trying to do the big show and the bells and whistles that I usually do for the podcast. And I was like, right now it's not necessary. I needed to get this thought out, and I wanted to make sure that I captured the moment in its raw form without all of the bells and whistles, without all of the editing. I mean, I will edit this because I did stumble across some ideas, but so the listener, so you all can get the sense out of this. But I'm babbling now. Needless to say, I have reached this pinnacle in this silence that I am understanding. I was to piggyback. I was in a rehearsal for the show that I'm doing on this Saturday, and we were all rehearsing together. It was a wonderful night of just exchange and an exchange of energy. And one of my friends says, I'm going to introduce you like this. And I just kind of humbled myself, and I kind of just like, actually, I didn't humble myself. I kind of retreated into myself. And I was like, no. You don't have to say all of that, blah, 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 blah. And then another friend of mine turned around and was like, no, why can't he say that? Like, you need to own that. This is part of your life and your experience. These are your accomplishments. So why not announce yourself like that? And that kind of just sat with me for a second. And I was like, yeah, why am I running away from those accomplishments? Why am I? Yeah, it may not align with where I am, but still, if somebody chooses to list those accomplishments, those are my accomplishments, and I'm proud of those accomplishments. So why not just present them with the S on my chest the way that they need to be presented? Yeah. So tonight, again, I have come to this conclusion that us as artists, we need to take responsibility for our actions. We can't keep sitting here just pointing the finger at everybody else and saying, why are they getting this, and why is this audience this big, and why when I release this, nothing is happening, and blah, 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 blah. And you feel like you've been putting in the work, but have you really been putting in the work? Recording an album comes easy. Doing a show comes easy. But do people know who you are? We're living in that time, and we have to adjust with the times. We are a reflection of the times. So what are you using? Like, it's time to be creative. And I don't want to preach, because at the end of the day, this is really me telling myself this. And I feel like I just needed to share it. And when I get passionate about certain things, I know it can kind of sound preachy, and that is not the goal. The goal is to hopefully have you listen. But I'm understanding right now exactly what I need to do for myself, and how I need to show how much I love this thing called music. How I need to show how this thing has been a savior to me, regardless of the likes and the plays. How much this is therapy for me. How much this turns a bad day into a good one. How much this gives someone else joy and lifts them up when I use this as a tool to communicate with people. Redirecting the focus on what it is that gives you joy, and making sure you share that very thing that gives you joy. I don't know the title of this episode, I guess, if you want to call it an episode. I think I'm just going to simply call this just a mind dump revelation or epiphany. I don't know. But I think right now I'm in a good place. I feel like I am finally coming above water, and just understanding that I don't need to take myself so goddamn serious. Like, for what? For what? Just do the very thing that I love and just have fucking fun with it, and stop all this other bullshit. You know what I mean? Because, like, don't nobody got time for that. Everybody going through their own shit. Don't nobody want to hear yours. And if you do want to share it in a fucking artistic way. Make it beautiful. Find the beauty in it. Find the poetry in it. Okay, sorry. If I offended anybody, I'm trying to give disclaimers, I guess. I don't know. Okay, hope you enjoyed this episode. Okay, bye.